Welcome, welcome all you wonderful, amazing, awesome people. It's been a while, and if you've been strictly in the den, I probably haven't spoken to you in 2022. So I want to say shout out to all of you who are doing well, those of you who are struggling, everybody who feel like you can't make it another day. You got a friend in the den. I am your host, Ed Honcho. It is good to see all of you wonderful people, right? It has been what feels like a long time, and a lot of things have taken place. So I'm going to catch y'all up on all that. Well, there's been some delays. What's going to happen? I mean, it's nothing going to happen. Let me not set it up there. But, oh, you're always doing something dramatic, Honcho. It's not what's going to happen with the den. Just like I say, it's been a scheduling thing. You know, I'm back in school. And so at least try to get y'all. Maybe I'm thinking like Friday evening, doing something like this at least once a week. But I'm trying to schedule in some time for like the shorter recordings and things like that. But I felt like with great things that are happening and taking place, milestones is a poor use of the word, but some things that are hurdles that are finally cleared. I want to celebrate with the den folk this evening. So again, let's see who we got joining us. Let's have a wonderful conversation. And if you've been here since the Kush Den, you know how we're going to get down. If you are not pre-rolled, you are out of control. If you don't partake, fix yourself up a nice adult beverage. And if you're too young to drink, fix your ass a nice glass of warm milk and go to bed. This one is for the grown folks. So again, like I say, I am happy to see each and every one of you this evening. But like I say, just taking the den back to its roots. For those who never got a chance to be in the Kush Den, for those who say they missed the Kush Den. And I'll explain everything here shortly. But like I said, let's see who we got joining us. I see Miss Bell. Hope all is well, Northern style. I don't think one of your 2022 resolutions was to start drinking Southern style sweet tea. So we'll leave that at that. HM, what's the motherfucking deal? Chill out. What's the motherfucking deal? Jason S., formerly known as Dr. Rabbit. He lost his license. It is what it is. 335. Okay, pays. I need to start scooting back, right? I just need to sit back here, adjust my camera or something. Anyway, Schmicky, That's a new one. Can't ban the snowman. Trixie McFly, how are you? Good to see you this evening. Lovely Miss Cartier White, how are you doing this evening, ma'am? I hope all is well on your side of the world. Do 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 do. Jay Diggy, is Trill in here? Voodoo, what's the motherfucking deal? Jarrett, my good man, good to see you. Good to see you. And let me see. DeWanda and Sean, what's the motherfucking deal? So, I guess for the new folks, the folks who have no idea why it looks like this, I guess let me explain, and then let me explain, whatever, right? So, like I said, I guess we'll call it Flashback Friday. There's lots of news been going on in the world, too, that we need to discuss. We'll talk about that. But when the den first started, it was known as the Kush Den. It's almost like Legends of the Hidden Temple. It's like Legends of the Kush Den. And what used to happen is I would get really, 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 really baked. And we just sit here and go over a litany of topics, right? Just discussing random things, random conversations. And so I said, let's go back to the good old days this evening, do things like we used to. Shout out to 17, motherfucking protege. Who's got a gun in your head forced you to do this show? So that don't sound like I want to be here. Not at all. We need to jump. I'll just start off. Like I said, it's been a while, so getting back into the groove of things. But trust me. I have missed the den. I've been wanting to do a den for a little bit. Trying to get it back in order. But, so, like I said, the Kush Den, well, y'all know I had a little situation. If y'all been here long enough, I've had some vacations and situations. And some legal ramifications came with those things. But I'm happy to say that all of that is finally over. Something I've been dealing with for a significant part of my life, last 10 years or so. Finally just done with that. So definitely am in a good mood. Definitely excited for what that means, for the channel and things that I can do. And, hope I don't get in too much trouble for it. But anyway, let's talk about it. Let's get it. I got my drink. I got my power up soda, my energy drink here. But so, like I said, we're gonna take it back to the one time. So what that means is I am free and clear to do something that I enjoy. See, I'm not much of a drinker. You understand? I'll have a sip every now and then, but that's not my forte. But what I do like is every now and then to be able to roll up a nice blizzle and have a good conversation. But it's beautiful because, all of you wonderful folks, and it's just weird to me because I was thinking about, I've really been thinking about a lot of stuff. I guess let's catch up on everything. I've been thinking about a lot of things, right? And one, how long some of y'all have been around, especially through, the ups and downs many of us have had while being part of the den. But, I think about the memories that we have made in this thing. And this is why I love the den so much, right? Because, like was mentioned, all the different backgrounds, all things like that. And to come together, have a relatively civil conversation. I think some people come for some things and it's not quite what they expect. And so they don't last too long in the den. But those of us who do, I don't know. I don't know if you have to be like a special type of individual. You just got something in you, or maybe we're all really, really bored. I don't know. But just want to take time to appreciate y'all. Ashley's here. I was really getting into it. Really starting to get real passionate about it. But I'm going to be honest. None of this applies to Ashley. So I'll just save this for later. Anyway. So a couple things been going on. Like I say, if you follow the sports channel, y'all know what's kind of going on with that. And so I was just kind of waiting to see what direction that was going to go in a little bit, because, I say things in the den. I say a lot of stuff. And then kind of once that matters kind of got, resolved, like I said, I've just definitely been thinking about like what I want to do. Like, don't get me wrong, I love chopping up with y'all in these streams. I think like we're one big happy family, and I think that's a beautiful thing. But I want to provide more interesting content. So, like I said, I have a bunch of intentions, and don't mind me. I'm just in the laboratory right here. And again, if y'all remember the old saying, if you ain't pre-rolled, you're out of control. I'm definitely out of control. But say what more electrocycle marijuana should be legal, street legal than I wish. I mean, at this point, I don't know. Who cares? I mean, unless you just really out there being dumb with it. I don't know. I mean, niggas do be out there being dumb with it. But like I said, so just a lot of little things been going on. And then, like I said, school sucks. It's cool, but it sucks because it takes up a lot of time. And like I said, just kind of get into a schedule, figure some other things out that have been going on, and just getting that lined up, and then figuring out where we're going to get back, with the dens. But I said, hey, we'll celebrate together. So, like I said, if you're not partaking, I hope you got you a nice cup of something, because we're going to have one of those good old fun nights. We're going to talk a lot of shit, and I'm going to be honest. Well, I'm always honest, but we're just going to have some fun tonight. So, what has taken place in the world since we've last, a lot of things. Because we do so much talking in the Discord, sometimes I forget what is discussed, in person, on the streams, and what is in the Discord. I know it was the last couple of weeks of 21 that I didn't do anything. We had Betty White clocking out. I was very upset about that. The last of the Golden Girls. It's a very sad state of affairs. What are you talking about, Cartier? Yes. Pardon me as I roll my burrito. But like I said, there's just a bunch of things going on in the world. And like I said, I don't know if 2022 is going to be any better. It doesn't quite seem like it. But, Jason S., that's funny. That's a real good one. Yeah. You said, are we witness the first one that's been warm? Let's just say, I got a little bit of a head start. I got out the blocks a little bit early. 335, yeah, just a little bit early. But, hey. It's the thought that counts. Scotty might be. Scotty's a piece of trash, but he's a good dog. Like, I got a love-hate relationship with Scotty. He feels like he can bully me and only me. Everybody else he treats with kindness, but he tries to bully me. I don't understand it, I take him for walks. I put food in his bowl. I get him little fucking chicken and waffle snacks. He seems to like them. Like they say, people always shit on the ones that treat them best. It's very unfortunate. All right. There's some important things that took place, right? And there's been, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize it's literally been like damn near a month. It's been over a month since we've had a damn near closer to 2 months probably. And I apologize for that. But don't ever think the dead is dead. The dead is not dead until I clock out. Now, there were some important things that took place, and I don't recall any of it. So it doesn't really matter. There's this thing, right? There's this thing. You know what? Hold on, let me make sure. Let me get it properly positioned. There's this thing my old lady found. And I kind of want to do some hoe shit, right? Not necessarily hoe shit, but sketchy shit, if you will. So it's like this. It's like this platform, right? And it's solely for I froze. I guess it's solely for like women or moms or something like that. And oh yeah, I forgot that I'm looking at the wrong chat. I'm not even looking at the live chat. There we go. So it's like this thing for women, basically, right? And so she will. Sometimes she tells me some of the stories that she comes across, and it's like the people who be on there talking, and women. Well, I mean, here's the thing. We're all fucked up. Get it? Like we're all fucked up. Men, we're gonna blame the women. Women gonna blame the men. It's gonna be a cyclical thing. It's always easy to point the finger. We were actually having a conversation in Discord the other day, and we were actually talking about generations. And Big B made a good point because he talked about every generation always blames the next generation. Y'all's music is trash, y'all's behavior is terrible. All these things. Every generation points to the next one and says everything that they're doing is worse, right? And it's true because we're doing it, but like my generation, we had our terrible shit. We talk about the weird shit these little motherfuckers on. I used to listen to fucking 3 6 Mafia, right? If you told somebody that, oh, you listen to fucking devil worshiping music, right? So, I can't talk shit and look at these motherfuckers and be like, oh, everything is terrible. It's their fault. It's their fault. It's their fault. And I think, taking some time off, I realized kind of how the den has shifted a little bit, right? I used to be way more neutral. And then I started, definitely leaning or sort of a lot more right, depending on if we're talking politics. But I don't want it to be politically based. But anyway, so what I'm saying is that we keep pointing the finger, right? And we can do that all fucking day. Like, Honcho, you're all over the place. I'm going back to moms and they're terrible. I'm going to go back to the thing. But it has to get to a point like, when do we start like trying to work on resolutions? Like, how long do we continue to point the finger? Like, where is that getting us at this point? Because like I say, it's easy. We could talk about 1,000 stories why bitches ain't shit. And the same bitches we say ain't shit gonna have 1,000 stories as to why niggas ain't shit, right? And like I said, it's just gonna continue to be a back and forth, continue to be a back and forth. People are gonna believe what they choose to believe. So that's why I want to start doing something where I want to attempt to make resolutions in matter, or at least spark different conversations. I mean, you can't resolve everything, but at least get people who might be a little stubborn to participate in certain conversations. Start getting people to open up and talk about things. Appreciate that, Dan the Man. Shout out to Dan the Man. I appreciate you, Dan. I thank you for being a member of the Den. But yeah, it's a different feeling, right? So, like I was telling some folks in the Discord earlier, you got to think about, like, I have not left the state of Texas in a decade, at least a decade. I'm gonna have to take a trip real soon, like extremely soon, because yeah, Devontae, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Hope all is well. And no, I'm not spoken of motherfucking. That's right. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, honestly. If you want to stop Asian hate, you got to educate. You got to educate your brothers and your sisters on how, the things we say and do can have a negative impact on the Asian community. And so we should consider that I don't know what you're supposed to do to stop it. I have no idea. But yeah, like you said, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get back to the den is a spot to relax. The den is a spot to, vent your truth, speak, the way you feel. But a place where people can be honest and open, right? Uh, Bro, I'm telling you, when I say it's, I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to getting out of pocket. I do got something planned for spring break, but it's not gonna be going out of state. But we'll figure it all out. Like I say, just school things like that just kind of make it a little difficult to be trying to do too much at one right now. Dan the man, appreciate the super chat love. Oh man, Dan, no. See, here's the thing, though, right? That is no fault. I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm not saying any of that. Me as a host, I should be guiding the direction of the conversation. But you have always brought forth excellent points, so therefore, there's no reason not to, go ahead. And then has always been a thing. It's kind of a ebb and flow. We've had many episodes where, in the Kush Den especially, where the conversation started out as one thing, some deeply intriguing topic like your grandmother's a whore, and then, or your grandmother was probably a whore, excuse me, and then, getting into some weird shit that had like nothing to do with the topic, then realizing like 5 minutes before the stream is up that I didn't say anything about the topic. Like, we didn't speak about anything we were supposed to speak about tonight. So, it just kind of is what it is. But like I say, we've had a lot of interesting conversations. I think a lot of the conversations we've had have helped me as a person grow. Yes, I'm being selfish, focusing on self. Have helped me as a person grow. And so that's the thing. But like now it's kind of like, what can I do? Or how can I guide the conversation in a way that, we try to get some growth. But this is the den. This is never going to happen. We're just all going to be a bunch of degenerates and do bad stuff and talk shit to each other. And I like it. I like it. Yeah. So I'm going to be honest with you. This is the den. We're just going to be bad people, say bad things, and be very friendly with one another. What, Infinity? I don't know what you're talking about. But, yeah, definitely, Dan, be careful in that weather, man. I have no affinity for snow whatsoever. If I never see snow again in my life, I would be okay with that. Like, what are the benefits of snow? I'm the bad guy. How am I the bad guy, Miss Cartier? What do I do? No, Ronald Eisner, I shall not. I will not. I will not talk to you. Yeah, I'm like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what is the purpose of the snow? Like, what is the meaning? What is the actual meaning of snow? Who benefits from snow? Like, only people who benefit from snow are like motherfuckers who make snowshoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, wow. That was harsh. Delta Echo Golf. Ranger Charlie. What was it? We were playing that fucking Halo and fucking Broderick. We were all in the Discord, right? This motherfucker ain't even playing the game, but everybody who's on the game is in the Discord. He in here giving false directions and shit. You know what I'm saying? No. See, Isaac, that can mean a lot of things, right? And it would be no to both definitions that I could think of to that phrase that you just used. I've never been skiing. I think if I was to ever go to some type of snowy, vacation destination, right? And like to stay for an extended amount of time, right? And I was like, fuck it, I'd go because I'll be there, but I would prefer to go snowboarding over skiing. I don't know which one is more difficult. Snowboarding just looks like more fun to me, right? It looks like there's too much shit with the skiing. Like, you got skis, you got poles, you got all this other shit. Like, just strap me in with the two shoes and let me go on about my destination, right? That's what it is. Man, I appreciate the super chat love, Strong and Grand, aka Dan the Man. Man, here's my deal, right? And I think it is important to know your limits. Like I said, I'm having me a little fun, but it's time to tighten it up because I have some plans, and I know it can get, it can slow down production, you know. But in the evenings it's good, you know. When it's time to like wind down and chill out, it's cool. But it's a stress reliever. I mean, sometimes, you know, it just helps you to just laugh at all the nonsense that's going on in the world, you know. And sometimes the shit you got to deal with, it can make it easier to deal with. It's fucking Heidi come out of nowhere talking some shit from somewhere. You got to deal with life, goddammit. So I like snow. I'm driving the snow. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I belong on the ski slopes. Just, yeah, bro. Just skiing down. I would hit a tree. Like, I know this, right? And then, you know, I want to be looking cool doing all that shit like my knees. I'm too fat for all that shit. Yeah. Easy Money, what's the motherfucking deal? Ray, what's the motherfucking deal? Joe Rogan. Let's talk about Joe. And then once they come and cancel it then. Joe is a necessity. You know, Neil Young will remember. So the man don't need him around anyhow. Anyway. So if y'all didn't hear about it, right? And it's real funny because it's going to get real weird, right? And again, I'm glad you brought this up. It's about to get real weird because you got what Neil Young, and let's be honest, who's really listening to like, is Neil Young pulling in the numbers on Spotify? He might be. I mean, I don't know now, he's gone, but he might be. I can't say I had any Neil in my classic rock playlist. Southern Man is an alright song, but again. But yeah, so he's like Spotify. You know, you guys let Joe Rogan, who you gave a whole bunch of money, say a lot of stuff that people want to hear. That's why they're tuning in. My deal is like, I don't know who people thought that they were going to side with, right? Like the guy who might make them some money, who I don't know, or the guy who makes them a lot of money, which is fucking Joe Rogan, right? Like, so like, let's just be honest. Let's be honest. No, it is CBD. But you know, and so pulled his music. So I'm in the Twitter sphere. I'm just twittering, twittering and doing some Twitters and some things of that nature. And I just see like all these like cancel Spotify, fuck Spotify. Like, look, bro, I hate Spotify. Okay, like not necessarily, I guess, the service itself, but just like the UI. I don't like it. I don't like the user interface. Search is cool. All that other stuff is cool. I don't like, kind of, I guess, is how it opens up. Because it's always trying to like get me to listen to music I don't want to fucking listen to. Right? Like a bunch of music I don't give a shit about, right? Well, hey, you listen to this guy. This guy did a song with a guy who did a song with him, and it's the same genre. Like, I don't want to hear that. Just like, give me my music. And don't suggest me weird shit that I've never listened to. I have no interest in a new Drake album. I don't care. You don't try to force the fucking Drake album. I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna listen to it. I have absolutely no interest in it. I don't care about 90% of these artists, right? Like, anyway, that's my big beef with Spotify. There are some other times of the year which they get a little pushy with their message, but all companies are starting to do this. Like now, all the weird corporation, they're trying to push these issues. They're trying to push these whole whether it be alphabet matters, black matters, you know, immigrant matters. Like it's always something like right. They're pushing everything. So it is what it is. They're just super political now, right? So you kind of got that whole thing going on. But anyway, fuck all that. Spotify, Joe Rogan deal. I'm going way too deep in the story. So of course they sided with Joe Rogan. You had the people on the internet talking about like fuck Spotify because they're letting Joe Rogan do his thing. Like, this is a very dangerous situation. I don't think people realize how dangerous it could be. So far, so good, unless I've missed some new or updated news. Spotify is, stuck to their guns. And people start going like to Apple Music and fucking listening to Neil Young. This was like a great... Neil Young won no matter what, because like nobody was listening to Neil like that. He makes a big kerfluffle, and people listen to his music. I'm going to listen to Apple Music and listen to some Neil Young. I ain't listened to Neil Young in 7 years, but I just got the urge to do it because he said some stuff I liked on TV. Like people get all weird about stuff, right? And they get real strange about things. My views on us as a people, us as a country, us as a society, us as a planet. I don't know. I don't know how it was all supposed to go. Maybe this is the way it goes. No, if you change history, whatever happens, maybe it always kind of ends up this way. But I just feel like whatever it was, or whatever, the most efficient, optimal human being or human possibility, we're nowhere near that. Like we are, we're so much closer to idiocracy than anything. I don't know. But anyway, the reason why I say it's dangerous is when you start letting people oppress and shut down other ways of thinking or other, views, you limit thought. Maybe that's what you're doing. When you're stopping people from being able to share thoughts and ideas, like I say, you're I won't say it's not the First Amendment, but you're prohibiting people from being able to think differently, have their own opinions, just to force and push a narrative. That's not right. That's not something Americans, should be pushing for. But again, I think people want to redefine America. So it just kind of is what it is. But I think we got so many people that are going along with it. We were talking about this earlier too. Just never in my life. Like if you told me at 19 that, hey, before you're 40, this is going to be A-okay. I'd call you all kind of insulting, demeaning names. And I probably would have bet you I'd jump off a bridge or something. Like stupid, whatever. But here we are. You know what I'm saying? Here we are. Oh, no. No, 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 no. No. Shout out to It's All an Illusion. No, absolutely not. I'll be honest, I don't even know what's going on. Scotty's not even in here. Scotty don't fuck with me. I'm trying to tell you, Scotty only fucks with me if I have food, right? And if I don't possess any morsels for him to take part in, he doesn't fuck with me, right? Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that. Somebody said I wanted to read. I'm gonna get my hands on that. But oh, shit, absolutely, Delta. That's exactly what would happen. COVID-related death. Now just I wouldn't have believed it. I would have thought that Americans would have fought back more. But then again, if you'd have told me this, like I said, at what, 19, 18, 19, you know, technology wasn't remotely close to where it is now. You know, smartphones were just really kind of coming out. Um, you know, if I was transitioning from the pagers and the devices like that, and it was still pretty tough on them Nokias. Um, you know, I'm like, there's no way this isn't how this is not working. Like you're writing some kind of fantasy book, right? But here we are, and what do you do? Like, if you don't support, they're ostracizing. In certain places in the world where people who haven't been primed can't go shop, right? They can't go, do basic stuff. But here it is. So again, it's crazy. That's a bit chill out already. Did it 2 times for me. Uh, Heidi's here on CPT. Interesting. Um, so again, it's like whatever, but you cannot stifle speech because that's when you start going into the dictatorships. You start going into the yeah, I can't think of the word. Not even gonna fight it. But it's just like maybe I'm a little bit different. I'm not saying that I'm special, right? Just a little bit different than most. And you may be the same way, whoever you may be watching this. But I just don't see how people I understand how people bought in. I just don't see how people bought in. I look at people and behaviors and just things, and I think sometimes maybe my childhood was much more normal than I thought, or compared to some people. I mean, I guess just because you have it good doesn't always mean you got it good. But what hoes? Terrible. Um, yeah, but it's like, man. But here's my deal. Like, because I told you I'm an independent person. I lean conservative in a lot of things, right? But it's not like I see, being a conservative is the end all be all. I think, if you're going to pick one or the other, one is better than the other. But, I don't fault people for whatever reason they choose, whatever they choose. But I think everybody should be entitled, like, multiple views should be allowed to be expounded upon. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. We've gotten away from debate. Like, you ever watch those old black and white fucking debates from back in the day? Or those poorly colored debates? No puns intended. From like the 50s, 60s, somewhere along there. And, it's a lot of the same issues. It's a lot of the same shit going on there that's happening now, just in a new form and asking for new things and old shit that didn't work. And a lot of kick the can down the road, a lot of blame each other. Like I said, no resolutions. I don't want to be like that. But at least the conversation was intelligent and civil, right? But now, you just got a lot of motherfuckers just saying things and then getting on the internet and dancing and posting memes, and it's just, we did this though. Like we the people did this. Like, or maybe corporate media did it, or you can call it whatever the fuck you want. I don't know. I don't know who you want to blame. I'm sure there's fingers to be pointed everywhere. No, actually, but here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing about it, right? I'm not even sad about it. I'm not sad about it. At this point, if you're not playing the game and if you're not playing to win, it's pointless, like, right? Then you're giving up. There's still too many options. There's still too much opportunity just to. I mean, we're living in the greatest time to ever be alive. Period. Like, even though there's terrible things being proposed around the world and a possible major altercation between nations, there, if we're just talking about technological advancements, you know, uh, ability to survive, just to make a living, things like that, like, when, when has there ever been a better time than now to exist? But now also you got motherfuckers who are fucking crying about shit more than ever. Yes, yes. Honcho Chows. Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's just, again, I think we're past the point, like, of having those civil conversations again. We blame the Jerry Springer show. Jerry Springer, we liked the yelling. Nothing got resolved. People start fighting. Maybe catch like a spare side boob or something, right? But for the most part, a couple of chairs got thrown. Somebody in the audience might have got punched. But yeah. So, but now it's just, we're just, who are we really fighting against? Who are we really fighting against? What are we really trying to accomplish? Right? And yes, I'm glad. But yeah, and Joe gave other people a voice. Gave a lot of people who may not normally have that mainstream media access a voice. Why can't they be heard? I don't understand telling somebody to shut up. They can't talk. Especially a person who would be way more educated than you on a particular subject. Like, that's basically what they're trying to do. They're trying to suppress a lot of these other doctors and people who have had these conversations on these platforms. And I mean, these guys are legitimate doctors, have gone to medical school, have practices, have cured and healed people. I'm pretty sure maybe not saved everybody. May have made some things worse. And nobody's perfect. It's just going to kind of happen. But to think that you're more educated on something than one of these people, because a lot of the meme was, oh, I'm not going to do it because I researched it on Facebook or something. So that was for the people who wouldn't take it, right? So, like, what is your excuse if you're a person who's trying to say, who's one of the doctors who's saying, a lot of this is a sham, you might not want to do this, whatever. It's the same shit. Everybody's doing the same fucking thing, right? Everybody's doing the same shit and pointing their fingers at everybody else. Well, you're doing this. Well, you're doing this. And everybody's doing the same fucking shit. We're not solving any fucking problems, right? Man, exactly, Trixie. Exactly. Say the past is greatly romanticized because we did not experience. And I agree with that. I agree with that. I mean, even the past that you did experience, we romanticize that. We make it seem like, and when I was talking about the generational thing earlier, we make it seem like, oh, the 90s was the greatest generation. Let's be 1,000, right? Let's be 1,000. Ask anybody, all right, especially an older person who's say in their 40s or whatever, if they would rather be, turn 18 now or turn 18, whenever they turned 18. I guarantee you they would all pick now. Say you know what you know, but to be 18 again, knowing what you know, would you rather do it back then or would you rather do it now? And let me not say all of them. Some of them may say, well, I'll go back in time and I'll know the lottery numbers and I'll win the lottery or I'll make the invention. Okay. Excluding them sarcastic, smart ass and motherfuckers, you know what the fuck I'm gonna say. But but you ask for the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to be young right now, to have all this fucking opportunity. Like shit. It is what it is. But so you're trying to take away that conversation from the people, but they're indoctrinating the youth. They're doing a good job of it. But said, did you shut off the super chat? If not, I think I got them out properly. No, I didn't shut it off. No, I did not shut it off. So let me see. Do. I guess it should be on, but but man, I don't know if I put the thing on. It was off. It might be on now. I have no idea. But Heidi's a terrible person. But yeah, and that's my thing. Like now, who was it? You're talking about you got doctors telling you that sugar's not really all that bad for you. It's a hard sell for me. They may be right because I could use this same argument that I just said about the people who are arguing with the doctors about their thoughts, their controversial opinions. That could be me versus the sugar doctor, right? The sugar doctor is like, hey, nigga on the internet, you just the nigga on the internet, all doped up over there. You talking shit. You think you know me, and you don't. I'm a doctor. I went to med school. I know all about the sugar. It would be like, okay, well, how can I argue that, right? It'd be pretty tough. We do give a lot of credence to educational credentials, right? Like, what if it's a person who was like super passionate about sugar, and they studied the same equivalent amount of time about sugar that person who, went to med school did, so they know all the sugar secrets. We wouldn't give them any credit because we don't know that. Right. Anyway, toxic Tin Man, what's the motherfucking deal? But again, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Out there peddling that sugar, that white stuff. And I ain't talking about book of sugar. But so again, like I said, it's just a situation where we're like, everybody's just arguing, everybody's talking in circles. Where do we make resolutions? Where do we improve? Like, how do we get better? Like, we realize that we are living in weird times right now. And to be sitting here focused on nothing, like nothing at all, like watching the misery of other people, that's not the ideal situation. It's funny though, right? It's funny, like as long as it's not cheap, it's funny. But but yes, human centipede is, oh goodness gracious. The lovely Miss Sarah Lou is here. No, I do not. I do not do that, Heidi. You know I don't be on IG. I don't know how to use that. I'm an old geese. Like, yeah, if I can start off at 18, I start off now, knowing how to fucking pimp the social medias and do a way better job than the shit that I'm doing, because I am doing a terrible job when it comes to social media and proper promotion. So there's that. I guess I got to do shows too. So I guess having shows, then doing that, and doing that. Yeah, I think that's how it works. So again, the gram, the Instagrams. But yeah, man, like I said, it's fun. Trying to publicly disrespect Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget. Did they ever like show the claw? Like, was the claw like ever exposed? Because I never saw the claw. I used to see that little fucking cat all the time. Josephine Johnny. You only saw the cat, so you never saw. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know about Inspector Gadget. I ain't watching the Inspector Gadget movies either. What are you talking about, Heidi? It's CBD. But, yeah, so that's, like I said, that's the thing. That's the whole deal, ultimately. Heidi's a millennial. But like I said, it has been a long time since we have had a. What the fuck is a Zoomer? Is a Zoomer a Gen Zer? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a big disappointment. Like, I always heard that there was a one where the coyote catches the roadrunner, right? I never saw it. Gen Z is how boomers say Zoomer. Okay. Yes, I am a millennial. Yes. But here is the deal, okay? So as I was saying, want to do things differently because we have been sitting in the den for some years now. Oh, that's terrible. Can you be too woke? Really? Oh, wow. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, then you got to think about it. I guess he was kind of down bad. Like, what was his whole purpose to catch the roadrunner? Like, was it to eat the roadrunner? And then would there like be not any more? There wouldn't be any more food. There wouldn't be any more food because you didn't see anything else out there. You didn't see any kind of other animals unless you're gonna like start hijacking the Acme trucks or something. Like, how was he going to? I mean, what was he going to do? What was his purpose going to be? Can this weekend's playoff? I mean, it could be. What do you think the likelihood of that is, though? But that's what I'm saying. Like, but real roadrunners are like little. They made that roadrunner like a fucking ostrich. Oh man, and it's kind of weird how they do animals. Like, how do these like who knew about the Tasmanian devil, right? Who knew about the Tasmanian devil to like make that a cartoon? I mean, it's not something people just actively talk about, especially like when you're like in elementary. Maybe they went to college and they knew it, or maybe I don't know. Maybe they're from a place, but they're from a place. But like, who would have thought? Yeah, I got this Tasmanian devil character. Um, like you would think that people are like, what the fuck is a Tasmanian devil? Like, is this a real thing? That's like a crazy name for an animal, right? Um, what? This is terrible. Heidi's Heidi is misclassifying me. She's a terrible person. Um, I love everybody, but yeah, Tasmanian devil creator. Like, but here's the thing. Yeah, like okay, so he spun, and that's a cartoon nobody ever talks about, right? That's a cartoon nobody ever talks about. Taz had his own cartoon show for a while. Um, if I recall, he still didn't really talk, but he had some associates who did talk. But Taz didn't talk in the car, which is stupid. But yeah, right? I want to say he had his own little video game too, and nobody talked about that, right? Nobody talked about that. Elmer Fudd doesn't even get to carry a gun anymore. This is where we are. Elmer Fudd is not allowed to carry a gun. Like he has like a stick or a club or something like that now. It's crazy stuff, right? I just like I said, if I'd have told you this, if you told me this stuff when I was 18 and said, hey, this is how the world's gonna be, I would have called you a liar. If you told me that the world, I mean, just from, and here's my thing, and this is not even my feelings on whether I agree or disagree with the state of the world. I think most of you have an idea about how I feel about things for the most part. But I'm just saying, in the sense of people agreeing and co signing and participating in these actions. Right? Oh, no, terrible. Talked to Professor Cho earlier. Um, so that was a very mean thing to say. But yeah, would I go back in time and change how the world? No. I mean, what? Let's be honest, right? We all want to say that I would do this and I would do that if I could go back in time, right? Go back in time and holler at the lovely Miss Sarah Lou. How are you? Hey yo. Um, but here's the thing, right? Could you really do it? Like, it's not like Back to the Future. Like, could you really do it? Like, what would you? Like, what would be your avenue to go back and change the world? So it's like, yeah, I'd go back and I'd do some stuff. Like, what would you start? Like an invention? Like, would you Would you like get like a blueprint of it and just take it back with you? Like, I mean, would you really know how whatever it is you're gonna make really works? I don't know, right? Or maybe you just make some stupid ass invention, and oh man, oh, oh, speak of the devil, and he arrives. There's a Professor Trill in the house. How you doing, Trill? Yeah, like I said. So I mean, again, like I said, like fucking train of thought, whatever we're talking about. But yeah, like I say, just saying that you would think that the world would be the way it is. I just don't understand. Oh, we were talking about what would you change too? Yeah, my bad. Like I said, I was thinking about something else. And what would you like? How would you be able to change the world? Like, what is it that you would do that would put you in a position to make those changes? Like, who would you know? How would you get the connections? How would you, like, I don't know. We're gonna do like cut them off in traffic one day and hope that that delay prevents them from doing some other shit. Like, how do you? So you get one poof. So you get all right. So you can go back to 18 to try to fix the world you want, however you want to. But you get one poof. But here's my thing though, right? This is what I gotta know. This is what I must know about the one poof that you get. The one poof, are you allowed, is it before you go back to 18? Like you gotta go immediately to the poof spot, or do you get to go back to 18 and then decide like, all right, I need to use my transfer poof over here so that I can solve whatever problem. So like, would you go like pitch the show for Pimp My Ride? Like, what would you do? Like, what would you do different? Would you really try to save the world, or would you feel like, yeah, it's not a whole lot I can do. I'm just gonna make a whole bunch of money, like capitalize on the internet. I go back into like the early domain days, just go buy a bunch of fucking domains, like the super simple domains that people sold for a whole lot of money back in the day. But I don't know. Even at my 18, there's probably a bunch gone. But I think there's a bunch more that you definitely could have picked up. Like knowing what I know now, yeah, I definitely could have. I definitely could have. Said the president, you start teaching. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy. Why? Why? Why does it seem like all the stories you hear that the teachers and the parents are going to war with one another, right? Instead of Heidi had a time machine, she'd go back and make sure oh, you know what? Front door food, that wouldn't be far enough. But you know what? I definitely started laying the foundation for that. I definitely started laying the foundation for that. Like, way, way, way ahead of the game. Yeah, definitely would. Broderick, fuck you talking about, nigga? We talking the damn Discord often. And for those of you who are like, oh, I don't get enough den, the den is, I've been missing the den, just join the Discord, in which I'll put the link in here at some point in time. What? You challenging me? I don't even know if I got a fucking. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know if I have the thing up. Let me see if I got the challenge thing up. But anyway, yeah, we talk all the time. I don't like just get in the damn Discord. We talk about all kind of crazy shit. I still believe. Okay, what am I supposed to do with any of this? I still believe that beef. There's a photo. Matter of fact, there's a photo I need to put in the chat, right, of a gentleman who was incarcerated, and he was displaying his his food finances, um, his soups, yes. And I didn't see any chicken in there. He had a variety. I think he had some creamy chickens in there, but I didn't see any regular chicken in there. For those of you who are trying to argue that the chicken ramen is better than the beef, and so there's that. You see, you gotta figure a way out. Nobody hates I believe that Rio is an asset to every conversation, right? Every conversation. I believe Rio is a catalyst and a stimulant to thought and tolerance. So I think people just have a hard time understanding Rio's perspective when it comes to certain things. And honestly, they don't want to give him the credit that he deserves, right? They don't want to give him the credit that he deserves, which is that, Rio has receipts. So whenever he argues his point, people get mad because he lays the informational smackdown upon them with the receipts. And then they're defeated. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Wow, Heidi. That actually might be accurate if you've heard some of the stories that Rio shared with us. Wild stuff going on. Nah, but he comes to the den every now and then, but he's usually in the sauce. uh, yeah, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far back. But here's my thing anyway. So I digress from saying what I was saying. But my thing is this. These days are the best days that you could possibly live in. But I think we're on the downside of that. I think we're like sloping down, unfortunately. Like I don't think it's gonna be great forever. I think there will be tough times. There will be slender times. There will be some meager purses about in the near future. But again, it's just getting really wild if you look at the behavior of people and just the way, like, to see these things in America. To like, it's just, it's not what I expected. It's not what I expected. So, my deal is this, right? People better be prepared. You better be prepared, right? The benefit is that, there's plenty of information to help you prepare. Are you talking about, am I consuming Girl Scout cookies, Broderick? Is that what you're suggesting? I am on a diet, sir. And, the temptation of snacks is just one that I cannot give into. at the moment. So therefore, I don't know what you're talking about. The reason why, see, Trent, I'm working on things. I'm working on my presentation, right? I'm working on my presentation because if I speak slowly, it minimizes the uhs and ahs and all those other things. Even though there's still some there, if I take the time to extend my words just a little bit, then it minimizes all the extra noise, random onomatopoeia, or whatever you want to call it. So, all I know is that, yes, for the month of January, the den folk were neglected. And that's not how this is going to work, right? Because the den has been a place where lots of interesting memories have been made. All right, cool. Tell them to check. I'll be more than happy to speak with them. Oh, the fan? Oh. All right. Let's see. Tell me if this is better. How about that? Is that better? If not, well, I don't know. Again, like I said, so you got a couple of things you got to think about, or I need to think about, as moving forward. So, like I said, one of those things being the den, and now that certain opportunities allow me to do some things a little bit differently. The content I'm looking forward to making. Oh, shit. I hate you all. Right. I hate you all. No, I'm sorry. Actually, I don't hate you all. Just Heidi and Professor Trill. What is it, German people and the people from Port Arthur? It's like 1 and 2 on the world list of people. You gotta just watch yourself around, People I would say you should be a little extra cautious around. Yeah. No, that's a very sensual picture. But like I said, we just got to find a way to. I have to find a way to keep it more consistent. So right now, what I'm thinking is Fridays at 10. Then at 10 on Fridays, and I would like to get it back to that weekend schedule, but I'm gonna hold off on that right now. I'm not gonna over promise because, like I say, it's schoolwork, scheduling, stuff like that. But as the semester progresses and things, the weeks go by, the load should lighten up. So there's that. Oh, fucking eye. Hey, there's a Shannon sighting. Oh man. Hope the Lakers lose. I hope they lose in a major way. But again, like I said, it's just it's like I'm thinking Fridays, probably about 10. We'll keep this thing on a regular note. But again, if you want more, then I've definitely been much more regular in the Discord. I'm in the voice chat often and things of that. Cold Classic Cage, what's the motherfucking deal? Oh, word. Well, what happened is it's probably what I did, because what I did do is, so as I was talking about, kind of want to change up. And for those of you who are like, what's going on here? This is actually this is like the old Cush Den setup before the den became the den. So like the majority of this stuff. The girls in the little video thing, these are not the same ones. I just found some other random ones, like at the last minute. So no, those aren't the same ones that used to be in the old videos. But that would be kind of weird if I still had that. But these are the ones here. Right here. So these are just like fill-ins. So the um, mm, I think so. I think it was. I think it was. I honestly think it was. But I have something in my fucking eye. It's fucking bothering the fuck out of me. I got sweat or some shit up in there. But anyway, so I don't know. Here's the thing. Like I said, I'm gonna have to claim and use the line or anything like that. So I'm probably gonna end up having to change the number again. And I don't have anything set up. Nobody gets on via Zoom or anything like that. I don't know. It feels like I have. I don't know. Maybe am I washing my eyelids well enough or something? I don't know. Is that a thing? Is there a special eyelid scrub? I don't know. Stream Elements, no Twitch group. We don't go to Twitch. Yeah. So, but like I was saying, this was the old Christian setup, and so, like I said, now that things have kind of loosened up, I'm going to start just talking about how I want to do some more content, some different things like that. And I thought it would be fun to bring back the old look for some of the quintuple OGs, and for some of the newer folks who have no idea what's going on. Yeah, I'm gonna find like maybe like a toothbrush or something. You get like a very soft toothbrush. Is that how that works? I don't know. So, getting the old one out of. Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's maybe got like a sweaty eyelid or something. All right, Shannon, get out of here. It's past your bedtime. Grown folks out here talking. Um, but yeah, word. You've never partaken? Not even like an edible? Nothing like that? I gotta forgive me. Give me just a second. Give me just a moment. Pardon me. All right, pardon me. I apologize. Oh, good grief. I don't know what that is. It's causing fucking irritation. Um, mm, that is interesting. I always wonder how people would be. I think it matters, depending on what kind you partake in or what you know, get into. You can never change it up. Professor Trill, appreciate the super chat love. Like, good grief. I know what it is. Hold on. Give me just a moment, please. All right, there we go. My apologies. My apologies. There we go. Do. Mexican OT? No, I don't think I have. Appreciate the love, Broderick Brooks. I already gave Trill love. He ain't getting no more. He only getting. You know what? Baylor, the Monarch, just said something, and I'm not even going to reply. I don't even want to reply to my thoughts. It has nothing to do with what you said, but solely on something that I did. I smack fire out of you, boy. Eat that chicken. Interesting. One, fire smacking shall take not place. And I'm going to be honest, if I presented with some chicken right now, I probably would consume it if properly cooked. That's a whole other conversation. But what did you do? What are you talking about? I had to, like I said, just I don't know what the fuck, man. Maybe maybe I have a dirty face. Maybe I have a dirty face. Cause like my eyes are very irritated. What are your thoughts about the moves going on in the game industry? At Xbox, making major purchases. Trill, I'm not talking about anything. This is, like I said, I promised a classic Kush Den, right? And what do we always talk about in the classic Kush Dens, Trill? What do we talk about in the classic Kush Dens, Trill? Complete randomness and nonsensical conversation. That's what we engaged in. Do you guys come on now. The foundation of the Kush Den was robo-hoes and BBWs. And you think that we're having a sensible conversation right now? You think that this is what we're meant to do? To have a sensible conversation right now? This is what you want? Terrible. Wise man, what's the motherfucking deal? Now there at least once a stream, the whole conversation would veer off into any new BBW or RoboHo news, right? I'm actually interested in that. I see that God of War is coming to PC. All the PlayStation people have been trying to hog it. Yeah, God of War, we already got a PC. PlayStation. Fuck y'all. I'm gonna play it on PC. How about that? Oh no. Have you been using any of those sites? I know Wise put me on the one, but I know they have those live sites that tell you when they're restocking and where they're restocking it. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people have been using those. And some person has put this trick to say get cool with your local Target workers. You know what I'm saying? Get cool with them and try to find out, because they say that Target gets them in a lot and doesn't tell anybody that they're getting them in. So, you know, lines in this prison state. No. Lines are a terrible thing in that fashion. No, so like I said, I need to, because I haven't used the whatchamacallit in so long, I have to re-input stuff, and I did not do any of that before the stream. I intended to, but I actually chose to try to be on time. At least I started, the feed started at 10 o'clock, okay? Uh, Not 10:01 or any of that. And so, like I said, I'm working on that. That's something I'm working on in the 2022 is a little bit more timeliness. It's an issue I know that I've struggled with over the years. It won't be easy, right? It won't be easy, but yes, yes. Um, but no, I need to go refill out all the shit because, like I said, I hadn't been using it. So, uh, yeah, I got to redo it. Um, I think they got some shit like on. I think they got some shit like some live streams on YouTube that like keep the stuff. I know there's certain Twitter pages that do like shoes and gaming systems and shit. So I don't know. Yeah, that's an interesting thing, right? You got the judge retiring, right? Kind of unexpected, kind of out of nowhere. They said there was rumors that they were going to try to put Kamala Harris as a Supreme Court judge. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? This is a lifetime appointment, right? So it's going to be like, she's not that old in political terms. You know what I mean? Why don't I just read Cult Classic Cage's comment. Say that 5 times fast, huh? Cult Classic Cage comment. Say it, try it. You're gonna fuck it up. Watch. Um, that's disgusting. I mean, there's like literally nothing else to say but that's disgusting. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. I don't have these. I don't have the VST set on this. That's why. It looks like that. Okay. Yeah, I need to clean this thing up. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, right? Imagine that shit. Imagine that shit. We were saying the big girl stage. Hold on. I'm saying. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh man, I see we got a lot of so we got a lot of Kamala fans in here. Kamala, I apologize. And big girl bussing. Hey, no comment. No comment. Sometimes you do things. And you look back on the things that you did and you wonder, why did I do those things? But you did them and you just kind of got to roll with them and move forward, right? So it's very, very unfortunate, but it is what it is. Um, yeah. So make sure I address that. That is terrible. Um, like I said, so and no, this is probably not. This is not. Not no problem. Not. This is not going to be a regular thing. Like I said, just did a Christian one time for the throwbacks, and just to, as we enter into this new phase of the den, like we're going through some Travis Scott shit. No, not like that. Um, like just man, just trust me. Now that, like I said, I've had some of these uh, barriers placed aside, definitely want to do some very interesting things. I think so. Don't be surprised if you see some different stuff. Don't be surprised if you see some den folk in some of the videos, right? So, um, there's that. It's up, lifted up. I don't know what kind of weird conversations going on about these adult educational material books you guys are out there reading, but um, I'm going to be honest. I think if it goes down, Heidi's jumping on the other side. I think that's what's happening. I really think that's what's happening. What you mean? What you do? What happened? But no. So, like I said, it's just to a point where we've been doing the den for quite some time, right? And I was just debating because you can always do the thing, and don't be surprised if you get some of that too. You're going to get some of that, where you get the news topic, you get kind of short little opinions on it, things of that nature. Yes, you're going to get those. Those will be. Maybe I should not say it like that. That's the pause. Anyway, those will be, made. But like I said, I just want to do some different stuff. I want to liven it up a bit. So, with that, I don't know. Any questions? I have no idea. Miss Jen in the building. I don't know what y'all. I have no idea what y'all have going on in the comment section right now. Like, I have no idea what's taking place. I don't know what y'all are talking about. And this is just like old den. There'll be a whole different conversation going on in the chat. But yeah, like I say, so I don't know. There's been a couple of things. I'm trying to think of what else is taking place recently in the news. And oh, y'all talking about that terrible thing. How did he just came out and said it? Like, he just came out and said, I'm into this behavior. Like, that's so I've always wondered, like, how people got into certain things, right? I always wondered how people got into certain things. Kind of lying, like, 'cause I didn't wonder, but you like, how do you find out you're into a certain thing? Like, so some of these people who are into some of these other odd additions, we'll call it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, how do you find out I'm into this? Right? Like, how do you does somebody like turn you on to this thing and you're just like, fuck it, I'll try it, and then you just say, hey, I kind of like this thing, right? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm really plain Jane. Maybe I'm just really plain Jane, right? Maybe I'm just really by the book, right? Maybe I'm not pushing the barriers too much because I just don't know how. Who do you? I'm upset with myself for even thinking about this as much as I'm thinking about it. Like, I'm. So you just gradually getting there. Like, I don't know. Like I guess everybody wants to adventure, to kind of do some different things, spice it up. I get it. Especially if you're. I mean, I don't even think it matters if you're like with a monogamous situation or whatever. I think people just the natural inclination is to want to step things up, right? Is to just want to do a little bit more every time, right? But I don't know. I just I just have some hard, fast rules about certain things, and unnecessary fluids and functions are definitely on that list, right? Whoa. So this is what I tell people: you have to be on top of what your kids are watching. Um, that's what I say. I'm super anti people who just give their kids like phones, and just let them wander off all over the place. Uh, it's very odd. What's grave soda? Gravy soda? Is this a thing? Yes, I know it's grape soda. I know it's supposed to be grape soda. I know. I get it. Yes, I know. Grape soda. Um, Pre-Texans? Oh yeah, that was definitely pre-Texan stuff, right? Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's a that dude's whatever you're into. Just that ain't the way you fucking do it, man. That's not how you do it. Yeah, man. So like, it's just it's. I don't. I just mean. Like, I guess I don't know. I guess you. How do you? You watch that stuff. I guess you. Look, everybody's seen the movie. Dos Niñas Un Vaso, right? And everybody has their thought about it, but like everybody didn't go out and start exploring, you know, fecal matter and vomit and things of that nature. Like how did that thing even become popular? Like it was a setup. That's why. That's what made it popular. It was a setup because when you started out, you're just like, oh, mm, okay, okay. I see what's going on here. I can dig it. Whoa, what's what's going on here? No, no, don't do that. Just making my wee wee soft. I don't like this. And then, boop, there you go. Uh, Pretext and no massage for us. Oh, there's Shelly. Shelly Long's here. Uh, what? There's more to that story. There's more to that story because look, here's the thing, right? Because she did it. So if she did it, if she climbed on the table and did it, I mean, it's a done deal. Like, it couldn't have been like a no, ain't no fucking way, and now let's get divorced. But if she did it, I'm not saying she was into it. She probably felt disgusted with herself. I mean, it could have been some post poop thinking going on, some post poop thinking going on. But ultimately, like, she participated in the act, right? So I think there may have been some. He was probably out finagling other fecal face situations. Anyway, terrible. Oh, that's terrible. It's a bad situation. Ah, It was on coke and cheap vodka. Good grief. Uh, like, oh, this is This is all bad stuff. This is some bad stuff. Like, the den has been many places. This might be the first time that I think we've ever gone, no pun intended, this far. That's like Thanos should have snapped twice. We're done as a species. There's no high point that will be accomplished after this generation. We're done. Yeah. I agree, man. Like, but what caused it? Because I was talking about this earlier in the Discord. Like, what really caused it? What was the single biggest hindrance to man's advancement? I think I have an idea. I've never really thought about it, but I think I have an idea, and I think it's also something that's still kind of a problem today. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We gotta like solve problems and resolve. I'm telling you, we're on some resolving shit now. We're resolving issues. That's what the den is all about now. Make love, not war. All that hippie shit. Yeah, we're gonna get jiggy with it. All that shit. But yeah, right. Here's my thing. You think the internet? So I think the single biggest thing that ruined us, but maybe the thing that brought us together in the best way. That's television. I think TV over the course of, I mean, the internet's still relatively young, but I guess more people use it on a wide scale so much because you have to. But I think television, because at one point television shaped like how everybody thought and behaved. Like, again, if it was just like music, right? Think about it. Was it television killed the radio star? Like, if it was just music, nobody would be changing the way they dress. It would be like, I don't know who would be in control of the fashion or whatever's doing what. But when you have the TV and the visual that comes with it, people start dressing like their favorite stars or celebrities or whatever. People start acting like the shit they see on TV, or they say art imitates life, or life imitates art, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, I sincerely believe now, there's a couple of tiers to this, because I also think when you're speaking of this particular group, you got to think about this group in specifically. But I think TV itself, when you're talking about like Black Americans, I think it did. I won't say the most damage, but it had the most influence, right? When shit like fucking A Different World was on, niggas was going to college. I don't think College Hill did that. I don't know if y'all niggas was watching College Hill, that shit on BET. I did not watch that shit. I did not watch BET. When like BET started fucking with reality TV shows, that's when I definitely stopped. Like right after like Hits from the Street. That's when I stopped fucking with it. But I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah, those dudes do lead fashion. But like I said, we're just like I said, it's just a situation, man, like where we just, I don't know. I don't think people want to accomplish it. Right? I don't think people are like done. But TV has made people like that because, I don't know, they see the MTV lifestyles, they see, oh, I just want to make the music. I think you start seeing rappers and shit on TV, you start seeing more motherfuckers want to do that, as opposed to having to actually like learn an instrument to be in a band. So I think that's where you filter out a lot of motherfuckers. I can't play an instrument, I suck, so I'm not going to be in a band. As opposed to, I can sit in my room, write a bunch of raps on paper, and try to recite them hoes no matter how trash they are. Somebody might like them if I put them on the right beat. So, you start seeing niggas getting paid for that. I guess you can call it glorifying all the dope shit, whatever else you want to call it. Niggas were influenced, even from old shows, right? And even to this day. But again, when I say that, and I'm not speaking on why you say, well, why are you just speaking on black folks as opposed to everybody? Because I think niggas are a bit more easily influenced than other groups. And again, we can talk about lack of foundation and culture and all that other shit, being the cause of this. But so I think TV personally is the one invention though that has caused us a lot of turmoil. Because think about it. If you didn't know the fucking, you know, Russians in the Ukraine or whatever were about to have an incident, right? Would you really care? If nobody told you, would you really care? Right? It was like that fucking Michael Shea joke about the damn gorilla. It's like, if nobody told you about Harambe, would you really care? Like, would you have really been doing like, calling them, this is an animal welfare check. I just want to make sure all the gorillas are good. I'd like to speak to Harambe. What? He's dead. Well, this is completely unacceptable. You'll be hearing from my lawyers, some shit like that. But nobody's doing that because nobody really cares. But if I throw some shit on television and say, hey, everybody's upset. Monkey died. Monkey died. And so, it gets to the point where this motherfucker started getting, I'm not surprised, right? I'm not surprised Harambe got votes. I'm not surprised. Well, I actually said the whole thing backwards, so I fucked this whole thing I was going to say up. But anyway, I'm not surprised the state of the world is the way it is. I mean, we've been seeing the signs, right? Harambe got votes. Like, Harambe, the dead monkey, got votes. Significant number in a presidential election. Like, this is America. But what I say it does good also is because you have to also think about the moments that television brought you, or television show or some form of entertainment that actually brought you closer to somebody simply by discussing your feelings over it. I got these weird overall thoughts about the shit. It's very conflicting with what I do, so it's kind of weird. But anyway, but I think television is what kept human beings from being as efficient as possible, and because it kept us inside. It kind of started that thing. You find ways to throw the video games and all that stuff. And I say all this stuff. I'm still gonna watch TV. I'm still gonna play video games. So I don't think I'm trying to be a holier than thou. I think you got to have some balance in life. You know what I mean? You got to do some good shit, and then you got to do a lot of stupid shit, and then do some good shit to fix that. And then, whatever. Anyway, but I think it was the TV. Like, I think the internet scaled it up. You know what I mean? Like, I think the internet scaled it up, but I think that TV, because TV kind of had like a lock on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, radio is cool, but to actually see the people on television, what they were doing, like, people wanted to do that. You know what I mean? Like, people fucking dressing like the Cosbys. Like, people dressing like the fucking, what's his name, Dwayne Wayne with the goddamn flippity-flip glasses. But, like, Nas didn't kill Jay-Z on a mainstream album. We were talking about the Jay-Z thing in the Discord the other day. Like, Jay's, it's good if you're into that kind of thing. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he has a place in the conversation, but I think Jay benefited from New York hype, right? Because he was from somewhere else, and they'd be like a nigga on the mixtape circuit. He wouldn't get that love. New York has like a hype amplifier for shit that comes out of New York. Like, y'all remember them niggas tried to sell us fucking designer? Remember? Designer? Panda, panda, panda. That nigga. They tried to sell us that nigga. Like, he was finna be the next big thing. Oh, he finna take Future spot, designer. He had like one song. Like, had one song. Oh, he had another little song that was actually all right. The little Timmy Turner song. But that was like the beat. It wasn't him. He wasn't doing anything great about that. You know, it's just like New York stuff gets amplified. And I think they get a boost from that, right? But Jay's nice, don't get me wrong. I'm just not the biggest Jay-Z fan. Not hating on him, not saying he can't rap. But I just think, there was a conversation. I think that they were talking about the who would battle Jay-Z in the verses. I think that Lil Wayne could sufficiently battle him and win, regardless of how y'all feel about Lil Wayne. I think if you're talking about a versus, right, which is the situation is, you want to get, I guess, what you're the crowd the most hype, right? I think the crowd depends too, I guess. But I think Wayne just got more actual like songs that especially get women more hype. You know what I mean? So yeah. But like I said, man, it's just people. It's just people. Look at shit the weird ways. But that was an interesting situation. The motherfuckers went back and forth for quite a bit. But I still don't even think that was, again, like I said, I think the New York hype added to it. It was some good verbal beef, but I don't know if that was just like, motherfuckers act like that was the greatest verbal beef. And people talk about Tupac and Biggie and, who shot you and hit 'em ups and going back to Cali, all this other shit, right? Like all these various back and forths that they had. But I don't know. There's been a lot of verbal back and forth, a lot of disses, songs over the years. So yeah, Nas. I've definitely been a bigger Nas fan than a Jay-Z fan. If I Ruled the World is somewhere in my top 5. I don't know. You said NorCal. Look, man, I don't know what's going on in California. It was a dude that got stabbed at the show. They like, being a rapper, like, has to be the most dangerous job in America. One Mic is a great song. Yeah, One Mic is definitely all-time favorite. Yeah. I'm surprised Jadakiss ain't made another Y. Right now would be the time if you like wanted to take advantage of the shit. Like, right now would be the time to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now would be the time to do it. Honestly, like I said, I haven't been listening to anything new. I know I was on my no listen to rap kick, right? But sometimes rap music is necessary, it serves a purpose. Sometimes it benefits when you kind of just do some mindless type shit, work it out, it's super benefit. It's just certain shit. So, but even then, like I say, it's down to a select few. So, King's Disease. I know you just dropped one, But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Um, the Big Apple. But hey, let them have it. And I know what was it they did in New York with like was the thing they made like 800,000, something crazy like that, like a ridiculous number, like almost a million. Like I might be wrong. It's either 80,000 or 800,000. A ridiculous number of I believe they said were immigrants that are allowed to vote in local elections. Like I don't think it gives them federal privilege to vote in federal elections, but I think in local elections in New York, they have the ability to offer their insight. And I get it. I get it. It's just a weird situation. Like I say, it's getting really, really strange. But they get mad when the immigrants don't vote the way they like. So there's that. But I don't know. I did though. Like I say, want to tap in. I did. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Literally. When I said if I would go back to being 18 then or now, what I said now, is because it literally takes it takes no effort to get on. And I'd probably be young and ignorant still wanting to rap. Good night, Miss Jen. Probably be ignorant, still wanting to rap, and I'd be out here doing whatever. Wouldn't be surprised when I say I'd be getting face tats. Like I had limits, but you saw two Cuban dudes make themselves look like Kodak Black and get famous. Get famous. Were the talk of the United States for a while. Everywhere. Didn't make any music. Didn't capitalize on it. Like, you understand, like, I would have been in the studio 24/7. All of my Instagrams would have been from the studio. It wouldn't have been a bunch of, hey, look at these people making fun of me. Look at me, I'm laughing at myself. Like, no, dumbass, go figure out how to rap. Go listen to a bunch of, like, go figure it the fuck out. I don't care if you're stealing somebody, but, like, go figure it out. And they couldn't even count it. All they did, like I said, just this. All they had to do was look the part. That's it. All you have to do is look like it. Get on TikTok. And yeah, Outta Boys fell off super. No, and old buddy was on the thing talking about he sold his soul to the devil and shit. Like, and he was just like, yeah, I sold my soul and I did it a couple of days ago. I ain't been happy ever since. Like, cool beans, whatever. But I wish I'd have done it then when I saw this. Because I said this. I literally told people dudes like that are the type of dudes who'd be willing to sell their soul for fame. Like, I literally said, without even knowing that video existed or the time frame. But I said that. I was like, 'cause people like this, they don't have real skill or character. So they'll do anything. Anything. They've never got attention like this. They never got praise like this. They're on top of the world for 15 minutes or whatever you want to call it. Now they're doing Instagram shout outs. But motherfuckers are not like you and I. Okay? They're not like normal individuals because they crave the attention so bad. They need to have the attention so bad. They will do anything. I don't understand. People will kill for fame. Not money, not riches, not none of that other stuff. All right, Jason S. People will kill just to be famous, right? This is where we are. Like, people don't care. People don't give a fuck. Seen a video of a little girl. I wish Dakota was here because it reminds me of the story he was telling me. But the little girl was beating her mama ass in the pickup line. And I'm like, why? Why is this happening? Like, I get it. Was the little girl really beating her mama ass? Maybe. Because her mama probably is a weak ass. Probably the kid running. Like, if the kid was that comfortable putting their hands on you, then yeah, that kid's probably beating your ass. Because it only take one time. Old school real mama, it only take one time. You buck up, you'll get your ass handed to your partner. You'll never think to do no shit like that again, especially in no fucking public. But like I say, this is this new age shit where motherfuckers try to make motherfuckers they clones and they mini-me's and be friends with these damn kids. Shit, fuck that. You can't be. You're not helping them get prepared for the life they're gonna have to live or be prepared to survive in this world by fucking being friends with your fucking children. It's the dumbest shit in the world. That's the fucking stupidest shit in the fucking world. But, you know, I'm not saying go out and abuse your children. I'm not saying go out and hit them with tiger uppercuts when they don't listen. But, like, all this buddy, I might discipline type shit, no, amigo. Like, you have to. You got to get them in line. But there's a fine line of balance. Like, you don't do too much. But then you can drop away to the other side if you do too much. Island boys would just be full gazing. It would not be a good situation for them. I think somebody said they were in jail with him and they didn't have the best status within the jail cell. So, but again, like I said, that's all it takes. Like you don't even have to rap anymore. This is where we are. You don't even have to rap anymore. You don't have to even be any of these things. Like these days, all you have to do is look the part, and people will be your friend. Like you literally just take pictures of outfits. Like you don't have to own the outfits and none of that shit and become famous. There's women who fucking go to stores, try on clothes, take pictures with the clothes in the dressing room, clothes, the shit still attached and all that other shit. Never buy none of the shit. Just go to these stores and try on fucking clothes for likes. The substance is gone. It's easy to get on. There's no substance. There's no effort. I don't know. I don't think there's no going back for the masses to, shit that makes sense, balance, discussion, things of that nature. But I think there's still enough people out there who want to have that type of conversation that it's what's going to make the dance special. It's not for everybody, but, you know what I'm saying? You see, you caught the Rona trying on too many clothes. See? Can't be trying on clothes like this motherfucker rolled to the clothes now. See? Try to tell y'all can't just be trying on clothes anymore. You just gotta guess. You gotta guess, and then watch that shit, and then, you gotta guess, you buy it, and then you gotta watch that shit. And then, hope the Rona will get on it. But, like I said, it's a weird time right now. I don't know. I'm gonna tell y'all what made me lose all hope. I'm gonna tell y'all what made me very, very sad. Okay. I'm gonna tell y'all what made me very sad, and then probably wind down here in a few, and probably hop in the Discord, chop it up after this. I'll put the link for the Discord in here. But I mean, I say made me sad. I gotta be much more careful with my vernacular. Words are very powerful. You gotta be careful how you speak on things, right? So I was extremely surprised to see that young Jeezy, or Jeezy, whatever his name is at this point in time, that young Jeezy decided to have a genderless child. Oh man. Terrible. Terrible. Fills up a cart at the Dollar Tree. What? That's a terrible thing to do. People be able to put that shit back. It'd be like half their shift. I don't like dirty dollar stores. Like, I've worked at a dollar store. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't that hard to keep the motherfucker. Well, I guess it was a larger dollar store, but still. Like, well, let me clarify that, because there's a big difference. Like, you got, like, Dollar Tree. You got, like, Family Dollar. You got Dollar General. There may be other ones, other locations. Wherever y'all may participate in. I don't know, may have different stores with different names. But, yeah, there's a dollar store ranking. That's a discussion we need to have. But, whatever that ranking is, I feel like Dollar General is on the bottom. Right? Like, I feel like Dollar General is on the bottom of that ranking, because the Dollar Generals are always, like, disheveled and dirty. And the clerks just always be chilling, like they ain't got extra shit they could be doing. They could be, like, picking this shit up off the ground and, like, putting it back, so it's not, like, in the middle of the aisle and shit. Like, organize the stuff. It's all over the place. It's like plenty of shit to do, but motherfuckers don't. I guess motherfuckers feel like they don't get paid enough to do that shit, so it's there. I don't know what it is, but it just always seems like the fucking Dollar Generals are always, like, the most fucked up. So, you know, that's just my personal observation. All right, so give me a second, because I did say I was going to actually apply the link here. But for now, tentative, Fridays at 10, okay? Fridays at 10, then at 10 on Fridays. Be the Discord link for those of you who may or may not have it. See, yeah, I'll be forgetting when I be setting up new scenes. I got a lot of shit to properly set up, and I did not do. But what's it clicking? So I'm doing this real time. This is real time link making. 12 hours. I don't think more than 5 people will use that. And put a little capacito. I don't think that's a word, but it sounds good, right? I mean, I said it smoothly enough to where it sounds like, oh yeah, there's no dollar anything anymore. Motherfucker, I seen it used to be a store. It was like a little off-brand type dollar store. And I've been seeing them do it for a minute. Like, they started going up. They went up from the dollar store to the fucking. They went to a $1.15 store, and they changed because they had like the price outside their thing. I guess they changed it often. We went to the $1.15 store, and it's like $1.25. I think the last time I saw it, it's actually been several months. It was up to like $1.50. So, you know, but I guess, I mean, It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Prices go up. All right. Did I put the link in here? What? 24-hour fitness don't stay over 24 hours no more? What kind of bullshit is that? It's terrible. Drop the link in the chat. Yeah, that's what I mean. You know the crazy shit? Did he? No, I tell y'all, I was done with Jeezy when I seen him out on the campaign trail. I was like, my president is black, my Lambo's blue, huh? All right, let's see what's up with you. It's just, I don't know. I mean, the world is changing. It has changed. It's not changing. It has changed. And there are more changes to come. So like I said, people adjust. You better start, if you ain't partially prepping now, you might want to consider it. Get you some good canned goods. Store your shit when you can. If not, store a lot of fucking canned goods and, get ready to either kill some wild rodents or eat a lot of vegetables. I don't know. But, but here's the deal. Like I said, I'm going to slide in the Discord after this. I'm actually going to peruse the cabinets to see what I can find a snack on, as is tradition. And then I'm going to slide in the Discord. If y'all want to slide in the Discord and chop it up, we can chop it up. If not, then I bid you, good night. Shout out to all the OG, triple OG, quadruple, quintuple OGs who, know the vibe, as the kids say these days. And to all of those of you who, may or not have ever been in the Kush Den. Yeah. Anyway, I'm in the Discord. Catch y'all motherfuckers in the Discord. Fuck with it. If not, cool. Appreciate you being here. If not, well, catch y'all next time. Friday, 10 p.m. Central. Yeah, I ain't making no outro screen, so I'm just going to stop.